Hello everyone, welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's that time again. It's time for the monthly Tarotscope readings for May 2022. And as most of you know, the reason I use the North Node by sign and house as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology. Your North Node is your North Star, the path that you're supposed to take in this lifetime and the lessons you're supposed to learn. So it's much more relevant to your everyday life. If you're unfamiliar with your North Node, there's going to be a link in the description box below that can show you everything you need to know. So let's get started on the readings. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for the month of May 2022 for everybody with their North Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house. And while I'm shuffling, I want to invite you to take some deep breaths, close your eyes if you're able to, and just kind of open yourself up to the inner intuition that you have to really connect to the reading. So I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so North Node, Scorpio and or the 8th house. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and the spread over here is from the 16th to the end of the month. So a big theme for you this month is about rising above the mundane. I'm getting that a really strong indication with the King of Wands here, the King of Pentacles. It's rising above the mundane. And, you know, with your South Node in Taurus, which is a beautiful thing, it has its own gifts, you know, or in the, second house. When I think of Taurus, the classic example would be like a pastoral life or like a farm life, you know, a beautiful life connected to the land and connected to, you know, nature and to the physical realm of, you know, good food and all of that. Okay. But one of the things about that, you know, because there's the polarities and everything, is the other side of Taurus is, you know, stagnation, almost like being stuck in, you know, comfort or, you know, in mundane type of things. And one of the things you're really learning this month is to be able to not necessarily rise above, but also with your Scorpio North Node is like to go below the surface of things, you know, below the mundane, below the everyday things. And the first half of the month, and it's about energy connection, being comfortable with, like, for example, being able to feel things and then process them. So here's what I mean by that, going underneath the surface. The feeling part, okay, King of Wands, we've got Knight of Wands, okay, we're talking about energy here, right? So you walk in a room and there is a group of people. It doesn't matter if it's a family, friends, work, or whatever, and there's something going on. And the gifts that Scorpio brings is being able to work on a level that is either above or below the mundane, okay? And perceive things, and there's lots of conversations going on in the world between humans, and even humans and animals, but that's energetic, okay? And that's what's going to happen this month. What I feel like is that the path that you're on right now, they really want you, like the universe really wants you to kind of get this lesson and to work on that deeper, like a deeper level of things. And specifically what I see is I'm seeing that there's going to be a situation where there is going to be a counterpart, like your counterpart. Now, this could be in a romantic relationship. This could be in a friendship. This could be in a family or work situation, but a counterpart where there is a chance that there's things that are being communicated to you in a non-verbal, non-mundane way. And that if you are able to understand and read the room, as they say, or, like read what's really going on below the surface, it's going to be very, very beneficial to you. Could even be romantically beneficial to you, financially beneficial to you. And for each of you, it'll be slightly different. This is what's going on for the majority of you, but it's going to play out in like different arenas, as it always does, right? And so your goal this first half of the month is, when situations come up and it's like, a Taurus would be like, well, the classic Taurus energy is something where they don't necessarily like, in general, I'm not saying Taurus, I'm just saying the energy of it. They don't like a lot of overly complicated things. They like things straightforward, simple, just nothing that is too nuanced, okay? And so the opposite of that, going into Scorpio, this North Node, is picking up the nuances of what's going on in life, okay? And so this situation that comes up this first half, what you're going to want to do, and what can help you, is to allow yourself to pause in situations. So like when, whatever comes up, as opposed to like not reacting, but however you are approaching a situation, pause for a moment and try to perceive the energies of what's really going on, or what's really being communicated. And it's a huge skill to develop. And when you do this, what I see is it's going to pay off for you. And for each of you, it can pay off in multiple areas of life, but for at least in one area of life, it could be super, super beneficial for you to do this. So I don't know what this is, okay, but how it's going to play out exactly. But it's going to be, this is what is wanting to come up, okay? With the Queen of Pentacles, I said, and then the counterpart, King of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles on your advice card was reversed. And your two advice cards, the reversed Queen of Pentacles and the reversed Knight of Swords, okay? Now, the reversed Knight of Swords is saying, like hold your horses, slow down, don't just charge in, or don't. Charging in could actually be like assuming something. Like just someone says something to you, a statement, blah, 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 okay? And you're just like, okay. And you take it at face value, Taurus, face value, the mundane, and you're like, okay. But there could be something that's really being communicated there. And if you miss that, it could be a subtle thing. Like, I'll give you a quick example. Like, let's say, you have a couple that, one of the parties of the couple is wondering, I wonder if my partner will remember, this day or our anniversary or something. And so the one partner might like kind of drop like a hint, like, so what are you going to do Saturday? And maybe the anniversary is on Saturday, right? And then the other person, let's say in like a Taurus energy, would just be like, oh, I don't know. I was thinking about maybe after that softball game, we can go get some, ribs or something, or, whatever it is. And it's like, see, that's a subtle thing. And so that's what you're learning to do. And it is super important because that's that Scorpio energy. Because when you hone that in, you're like, whoa, this is a whole new world, So yeah, when that comes up, remember, read between the lines, read below the surface, and be able to, once you're able to do that, you can participate and send things under the radar. Like, for example, some of you might already have the skill. You can look at someone and communicate 1,000 words in a look. Okay, it's things like that. But it's this perception below the surface of the mundane. Now, the second half of the month, from the 16th on. Okay, what I'm seeing for a lot of you is that the things that you have been striving for, whatever that is in your life, can come to fruition. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish on any level of all the areas of life, okay? Whatever you personally are striving for. And it has to do with this rising above or going below the surface of the mundane, okay? And so you have the wish card here, the 9 of Cups, right? Again, Cups, okay, rules the emotions, okay? And this card is saying, like, again, you had the reversed Page of Pentacles here, okay? This is definitely could be of extreme value for you, not only this month, but moving forward. But what I'm seeing, though, is that there is a concern. I won't say a danger, but there's a concern with this Judgment reversed, okay? There's a concern that a lot of you are having trouble learning this. Learning that this, because, like, let's face it, when anyone goes above or below the surface of the mundane, things get complicated. It's very complicated in the subtleties of life, in the subtleties of the human mind, in the subtleties of the human emotional body, okay? It's not simple. It's not cut and dry like, I'm on the farm, I'm gonna eat some eggs, I'm gonna, it's like, it's more than that. This is what's inviting you is to go into like a deeper level, okay? And so what I'm seeing is that there could be some of you that are not getting it. The Judgment reversed is like not hearing the call. It's coming out of a area of stagnation. But see, you have a lot of amazing cards that is telling me and giving me the feeling that what it is you want in life, this could be one of the things that is maybe hindering it from flowing, to you and through you and coming to you because of this skill. It's like a blockage. It's like, I feel like opportunities, and I think, if you look back on your life, whatever age you are as you're watching this, think back on how many times, and I think a lot of you will agree with this, right? How many times when you think back did you miss out on an opportunity because you didn't understand or get what was happening, what was being said to you, what was being alluded to? Okay, if you think back, you think really hard from, school age on, of little things, you're like, oh man, I didn't know that they were saying that, or I didn't know. That's what this is about, see? And so you have the 9 of Cups, the wish card, and you have the Star reversed. The Star, like, there's a few cards, okay, it is good reversed, but what it is it's a delayed energy. So there are really magical things that want to come into your life because, Taurus energies, your south node, the second house, it's not, it's all the zodiac is beautiful. Okay. All the houses are beautiful. They have their own beauty, but it's not something you could describe as magical. Okay. As something of, there are things like, the eighth house, Scorpio. Yeah. Okay. We're talking about, everything from the occult to, esoteric knowledge, metaphysics. Okay. So we're talking about, the magical areas of life, things that are manifested, because of things that you've hoped for and you've worked for, but you've manifested them, in a very magical way. That's what I'm seeing, is that when you add this skill, and I think the second half of the month too, what I'm seeing is there's going to be an opportunity for you to do this again. Now, as opposed to the first half of the month, the second half of the month, what I'm seeing is that there is going to be something that's going to come up that's going to cause you to see things from a different perspective, or it's, if you were able to see it from a different perspective. Okay, we have two things: reversed Hanged Man, okay, and the Two of Wands reversed, okay. And these are seeing things from a different perspective. This person is up on the battlements. He has the world in his hands. He's got everything, and he's looking at things from a higher vantage point. The Hanged Man also, upside down, hands tied behind his back. He's seeing things from a completely, new and different perspective. And so again, as your life is unfolding and as situations come up, just try to see the deeper meanings of things. Try to perceive the deeper communications that are there, and go beyond the mundane, go deeper, because it's going to pay off big time in all areas of life. And you're going to find that this will free you up to really add like a lot more, deeper meaning to your life, almost living like a more magical life. Okay. So this is really fun. Okay. This is something, just look at it as fun. Just in everything you do, remember, go deeper beyond the surface, beyond that surface level. Either go above or below. Try to perceive things, and there's gold there for you, okay? So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you could hit that like button, it really helps out. And if you'd like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below, and I can give you some information on that. But again, thanks so much for sharing some time with me, and we will see you again on some more readings. Many blessings.